Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dave Guerra and it's This Vet Cooks, and you know what? Let's make some dinner. Happy New Year everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. All of that's over. I know I was going to do some, then I just went under the weather, and then the holidays right back to back. But hey, we're done, feeling better, much better. Trust me, much better. And it wasn't the stuff that's going around. Well, it's other stuff that's going around, but the stuff that's always been going around. So anyway, enough of that. Hope you had a good one. Happy holidays. And hey, it's the postseason, so let's make some dinner. We're going to make, it's Saturday that we cooked this on, so it's the NFL postseason, that's what I'm saying. So we're going to get this done before the Packers play. We'll get that under control here. But what are we making? Well, straight, and again, now we're back to the cookbook. We are back to the Operation Vittles cookbook, and we're going to go to page 46 in the book, and it's the pork chop supreme. And what do we need for that? Well, real simple. We need an onion. Now, before I go any further, the recipe in the book calls for 6 pork chops. We're not going to make 6 here tonight. We're just going to make 3. We're going to cut it in half where we can cut it in half, and obviously in some of the things we're not going to be able to cut it in half because this does ask for 1 can of tomatoes. So we've got that. And it's going to be drained. Now be careful because we're going to need that liquid. So don't drain it. Don't throw it away. We're going to need that liquid in just a little bit. We're also going to need a shortening, a little vegetable shortening, and some pork chops, obviously. What else do we need? Cheese, coarsely grated cheese. So I got a package of coarsely grated cheese. Now, mind you, back in 1947, 48, 49, 48 and 49 during the airlift, Monterey Jack wasn't a thing. So this cheese, we're going to kind of use cheddar. We're going to go with a coarsely sliced or grated cheddar. So we're going to do that. And of course, salt and pepper to taste. And it actually asks for chili powder to taste. So again, it's a medium-sized onion, shortening, cheese, salt, pepper, chili powder to taste, a can of tomatoes, drained, but I'd say separated for now. 6 cups of cooked rice. That's the original recipe with 6 cups of cooked rice. We're going to do about 2 cups of cooked rice. It'll go great with that because that sounds like 1 cup of rice per pork chop. But we'll work it out. And of course, 6 pork chops. That's the original recipe. We're doing only 3. So however you do it, that's how I do it. Alrighty. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get started. Let's make some dinner because it's going to have to bake. And it's going to bake for an hour. So let's get started. Alrighty, so the recipe calls that we need to chop up the onion. So we've got some onion here chopped up. Now remember, 2 medium-sized onions, that's the original recipe, and medium-sized onion is what they're looking for. Don't forget, our 1947 or the 1947, 48, 49 early Cold War, post-World War II Berlin airlift, onion size is definitely not the medium onion that we have today. So just this for comparison, this is on the verge of being a large onion, but we used like half of this. So this is half of this. So just heads up that the recipe allow for some conversions to today, to the 21st century. Alrighty, so there we go. We chopped it up. There's our cheese. And now the recipe calls to fry the onion in shortening until light brown. Then we're going to add the seasonings and add half the cheese and the juice from the tomatoes and the rice. So we're going to put that all together. So that becomes a rice mixture. We'll need that later on. Again, we're going to use half the cheese in this rice mixture. So just heads up. So let's get over here and let's start lightly browning our onions. Now, the recipe does call for browning the pork chops, so we're going to brown them 3 minutes on each side. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and lightly brown the onions here with the 3 tablespoons of shortening. Yeah, cooking with shortening. Alrighty. Also, you want to set your temperature of your oven. You want to get that going, 350 degrees. Because once we put this all together, it's going to bake for an hour at 350 degrees. So make sure you get your oven up to temp. Okay, now the recipe calls for, now that they're getting light brown, the recipe calls for adding half the cheese, the juice from the tomatoes, and the rice. However, we need to add seasonings. Well, I did, prior to it going in there, I did add some salt and some pepper. I'm going to add just a wee bit more salt, just to help with that, because hey, salt, a little bit more pepper. There we go. All right, now chili powder. Now here's where we add the chili powder. There we go. And again, to taste, I'm not going to add too much, but I will add and give it a good stir before we continue with the cheese. Oh, that smells great. The cheese and the juice from the tomato can, and then the rice. All right, here we go. So, and watch yourself. We are introducing liquid to oil. Turn it down just a bit. There's the cheese. And now we're going to bring in the rice. Now careful there. You may, don't let it clump in. Meaning don't let it all fall in. You're going to have to work it if it's gotten a little sticky, but and then we'll give it a good mix. There we go. Go ahead and dump that. And now we'll give it a good mix. And we'll go ahead and turn off the... Oh, it's very interesting. Alrighty, that's that. So now, next step. Oh my, tasted that off the spoon. Very interesting, very unique, but very flavorful. This is gonna definitely do something good here. So let's take it over to the counter and let's put it all together. All right, now the recipe did say after we added the tomatoes and the rice, mix and cook slowly, so I do believe it's all good. I did taste it, so the rice is done, obviously. We browned the pork chops and we placed them in a greased baking dish. So there they are. And there they are, nice and brown. All right, so now the next thing is on top of these, we want to put in 3 layers, the rice mixture, the tomatoes, and then the last of the cheese. So the rice will go on top, then the tomatoes. Here, let's get them in the picture. There they are. And of course, the cheese. There they are. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, all on top of this. Wow, this looks almost like something from back in the day my mom would make, or other moms have probably made it. And that would be like get cream of mushroom, put it over the top of the rice, and then put it over the top of the pork chops, and then bake it up a little bit. This is interesting though, because the rice is already cooked, and you see that cheese. The rice is already cooked. It's going to go in the oven for an hour at 350. All right, let's go in here for the tomatoes, not potatoes. There that is. Spread them out. So I made 4 chops in here, not the 3 I was going to do, but just to give you an idea of the size of the dish also. All right, there's that. Here's our cheese. Yeah, come on. I'll do that instead. And there we go. There it is. Let's get it in the oven, 1 hour, 350 degrees. See what happens on the other side of that. All right, so pork chops, rice mixtures, all in the oven. Gonna wait an hour. Then it's already, the aromatics awesome. So again, it should be pretty cool. Again, want to thank, definitely want to thank, I want to get it right, Maria Hilton's wife there, and contributed to the Operation Vittles Cookbook there in Berlin during the Berlin airlift, during the Berlin crisis, during the Soviet blockade of Berlin. And again, Maria Hilton, your recipe already awesome, as all the other recipes are. And we've got a lot of recipes lined up, already identified. So there's like, we're going to just do them all and just go from there, or as many as we can. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, don't hesitate. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. That way you get notified. Don't forget to hit that bell. That way you get notified of the next show. Now, like as I mentioned, over the holidays or just before the holidays, I got a little sick. It just wasn't up to it, wasn't making it. And luckily I got better just as the holidays were really, truly kicking off. So I got to spend time with the family, as I hope you did too. And I hope that all was good with you then and is good with you now. But if not, you know, veterans, you know what to do. You make the call, 1-800-273-8255. Press the number 1. Make the call. You know, the holidays are over. Now it's time to slow it back down, and that fast pace. And we're used to it. We like the fast pace. And then all of a sudden it's taken away from us. And it's like it leaves us in a place, well, we don't want to be. So you know what to do. Just make the call, 1-800-273-8255. Press the number 1. That's the Veteran Crisis Line. Make the call. Don't hesitate. Do it. And for everybody else, the same thing. Anytime you have any issues like that, you're just can't get it. You know what? My understanding is 1-800-273-8255 also works for you. So you don't have to be a veteran. But press the 1 if you are a veteran, because that'll take you right in. And again, they'll help you out. They'll listen. Most of all, they'll listen. And what they can do, they'll do for you and with you and push you and make you happen. Make it happen for you. There we go. Sorry about that. Also, speaking of making it happen, I want to thank everyone that follows us on Twitter, everyone that follows us on Instagram. I greatly appreciate y'all. On our Facebook page, watching the video through there, the links through there, interacting there. Again, I want to thank everybody. So again, that's Twitter, and that's at ThisVetCooks. On Facebook, facebook.com/ThisVetCooks, right? And of course on Instagram, instagram.com/ThisVetCooks. So again, follow us there. Comments, make your suggestions. If you see something that's off, just let us know. It's what we're here for. This is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And again, hey, who doesn't like food? And it's great stuff. But these recipes, again, throw back to a different time, a different situation, a different life, and a way of living and being and being under control, or some type of control from somebody else. And you know what? They did the best they could with what they had, and some of these recipes show that they did the best that they could. So again, shout out to all the wives and that were there in Berlin during the blockade and during the airlift. So again, thank you. And again, to the family of Maria Hilton, thank you. If she's still with us, thank her very much. Greatly appreciate it. Already, like I said, going in, this recipe is awesome. So now we just got to wait out the rest of the time, and we'll talk to you then. We'll see you in a bit. All right, an hour has gone by. It's out of the oven. Let's take a look. It's hot. Oh my, look at that. Oh wow, so I'm stuck to the lid. Oh my goodness. There's the cheese, the tomatoes, the rice. Underneath that is the mixture, the rice mixture with the onions. Oh man, it's just fantastic. Pork chops underneath there. You know what? We're gonna let this cool for just a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and plate, and let's see what that's all about. All right, there it is, plated up. Look at that. Look, you see the cheese right there. There's your rice, the mixture. There's your pork chop. Oops. Look at that. It should be quite tender. Look at that. It just peels right off. Breaks apart. Don't even need a fork. Don't even need a knife. You definitely need a fork. Look at that. And there it is. Look at that. Nice and done. Juicy. Just let that casserole dish cool down a little bit. But other than that, you're good to go. And let's give this a tasty taste. Alrighty, let's give the rice a little tasty taste. Oh man, creamy, smooth. Chili powder spot on. Rice, the salt, pepper. Could use a little, just a dash of pepper, a little more pepper. Other than that, oh my, the tomato, the juice, the onion, everything just melded and melted and combined, and oh, it's delicious. Let's take a taste of the pork chop there. Oh my. It's great. Listen, listen, I'm Dave Guerra, and this vet cooks.